Hello! How's it going? Let me take off that starting stream sticker before I forget and just leave that up for the entire stream. Hiya Val, how's it going? It has been fucking ages since I've, streamed at all. I didn't realize that the last time that I streamed was for the, Flock Open back in, what was that, November? October? I think that was November. Which I guess has been like 5 months now. Almost half a year, which feels wild. Time is fake. It feels like it was like a month ago. You missed the paychecks from streaming? Yeah, understandable. Anyway, without further ado, well, actually, no, a little bit further ado. So first off, I am losing rank horribly. I'm dying in the fucking Jade room. It's miserable. But today we fixed that. Today we gotta bring this back up. I really hope I can actually like get back to the midpoint and start working my way back up again. Also, over the weekend, I'm gonna be streaming more. At least on Saturday, because that is going to be the Dofame Jamboree. This tournament. Gonna be doing at least the prelims for that, or at least the first stage of that. If I make it to day 2, I'm not entirely sure if I want to stream yet or not, or if I just want to like be able to focus more. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Val. I opened up OBS and I was like, shit, actually, I should add this like right before starting the stream. So I spent like 5 minutes adding this. Oh, hiya! Hiya, Mage! But yeah, I'm playing this on Saturday. But for now, we got actual games to play today. So let's start that. How was your stream, Mage? What were you playing? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Alright, let's take a look here. 2 9 so discarded immediately. Not off wins. Slightly interesting. But yeah, I hope this stream was fun for y'all. Feel free to, like, either stick around if you want, or to just, like, go do your own thing if you just, like, wanna relax and just sort of, unwind a little bit. Let's take a look here. 5-pin, 3-pin. They're interesting early discards, especially the 5-pin. Early to be dropping a middle tile like that. I do like my starting hand. If I can pick up an 8, so I'll be very, very happy. Could be a very solid Pinfu. When I say very solid, it would just be Riichi Pinfu right now. I guess there is a possibility of getting a Dora as well, and also going for all symbols. That's the hope. That's what I'm praying for. We'll find out. If I don't get there, I am okay with folding this hand. It is currently like just a small 2-Han hand. Cut the 9, don't need it. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Now this hand has the sauce. The question is... You know, I think for right now I'm going to cut this 2 and 3. I don't like it sharing the 4 with the 5 and 6. I also have a better chance of getting all simples by cutting it, because if I keep that 2 and 3, I risk picking up a 1. Of course, right now I don't actually have all simples built in, but say that I pick up the 6, so I can get Ricci, Pinfu, Tanya, Dora. That's a very solid 4 Han hand, much better than the 2 Han this currently is. So I'm gonna lean toward building it that way. That's also very interesting. I will cut this 4 for it. Because again, if I could pick up that 6, then that... I guess it doesn't actually much matter. It's a difference between 4 Han, 5 Han. Though if I Ricci, then, you know, chance of Uradora bumping up to Hanemon. There's also, I guess, a 5, 6, 7 chance. Yeah, that is a possibility. I could do Sotogawa, drop the 3-so, and I think that's probably what I do here. It is a dealer Ricci. How much... I don't have time to think. I was trying to figure out how much I actually respect the dealer Ricci right now. So I am giving up on the 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku by doing this, but yeah, it's just a lot easier to cut the 3 here. They dropped the early 4-so, so chances are stuff outside of that is going to be less useful for them. I can Ricci here. Ricci Pinfu Dora 2 is not bad. I guess I don't need to. I can just do Pinfu Dora 2. It's 3 Han instead of 4, but this way I can still fold. I will take that. It also means that other players could play more... play tiles that would be more dangerous against me, because they're folding over there. We do need dog tiles in Mahjong Soul. It is a shame that we don't have those. Because I'm trying to remember if we even have... I just realized that my chat thing isn't working on this stream. That's sad. I guess I can turn that off for now. Get rid of that weird gray box that was over here. I'll have to look into that. I just kind of assumed it would still work. 6-8, it's not really great, but like it's not... I don't know. I don't really think I need that. I guess... No, this is still better. For a second I was thinking like, oh, well, it would be an 8-9-9-9. That's a decent shape. But... Okay, I could just pick that up and Ricci. Ricci no Mi, but like it is a very early Ricci no Mi. I think this is fine. But yeah, the reason I kept that 6 over the 8, because the 8 would have kept an 8-9-9-9 shape. The 6 would have, but the 6 works better with the 2, 3, 4, because I could pick up a 5, I could pick up anything, basically anything around here at all, you know, and that would work very well for it. I also didn't need the 8-9-9-9 when I had 2 other pairs. And of course, while I was talking, I did get a con here, so now that did make me pretty lucky and get an extra Dora. We are no longer Ricci no Mi. We got a little more value. And there we go. So Ricci Dora Tsumo, 3 Han at least. Ura? Ura, please? No Ura, that's fine. Don't need it. Yeah, Valerie, so many people will say that, like, conning is bad, and, like, frankly, it is kinda bad, usually. But, like, it's too fun not to press. You gotta press the funny button sometimes. Hey, Vainglory! Hello! How's it going? Yeah, that is true. Con is bad if it opens the hand. It's also... I don't know. There are other cases as well where it's bad. It is bad in more cases than it is good. But, like... Mostly just when it opens the hand is when I don't do it. Otherwise, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, let's do this, let's ball. Yeah, you gotta do it for the hype, absolutely. I don't like that this guy is, like, seemingly completely disconnected. Hopefully they come back. Yay, yippee! Also yippee on this, hell yeah. Love just having a closed triplet of dragons. No reason to cut the 2 over that, because I can easily pick up something around the 2 and then cut, like, yeah, I'd probably cut these 9s first. It is definitely the next thing to go, though. Yeah, I'm not cutting there because I don't want to reveal that I have a Yaku, but I will call here and at least let them get some ideas about what my hand is. Like, they might think, oh, they're going Tanyao, and then drop this 9 for me. Or, oh, they're going Honitsu, and then drop this 9 or 4 for me. I don't want them to just see these green dragons out in the field and then go like, oh, okay, well, they have that, so everything is dangerous. Turn on auto run as well. Right now, I have a good lead, so I'm not worried about points. Hey, hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, I have a good lead, so I'm not worried about points right now. I'm more just worried about moving the game forward while I have that lead. So 2,700 points, it's not a lot. It's a okay hand, I guess, but like, the value is not what I'm here for. And now, like, I'm perfectly fine not to win this round. I can just let somebody else do that for me and move the game forward again. Alternatively, if I can somehow, some magical way, find a path to Hanemon, I could kill someone. It's not happening here. There's, like, almost no way that this hand can possibly hit Hanemon unless I pick up, like, a triplet of these, keep it closed, Riichi, hit Uradora. I would need some insane bullshit for that. It's not happening. You're cutting this 9. It is not useful for me. I do not wish to see it. I guess it was probably better than keeping this 9, though. But that's also going, like, immediately, so, you know. I don't actually hate the, like, 6, 7, 9 shape that I had, at least not, like, on its own. If I didn't have a pair already, I would like it a little bit more, because then I can get the pair on either the 6 or the 9. Obviously, the 9 would be preferred, but, like, I could pick it up on the 6 and be fine with that. But since I already had this pair, that 6, 7, 9 shape was just bad. Just useless. I can cut Dora, however, I think instead, I'll prefer not to cut Dora. I will prefer, I think, never to drop Dora in this hand. Because I don't want to give somebody a Dora triplet. Okay, well actually no, now that 1 is out, I think I can cut Dora. Because I've already mentioned that, like, I am fine with folding this. And actually now it's a weirdly safe tile. Do I want to try some bullshit? There is a path to Hanemon here, actually. I was just talking about how, like, it's not happening. And let me be clear. The odds aren't good. The odds are horrible. But say that I pick up the red 5, right? Then I have Riichi. I have Chitoi, that's already 3. I have Akadora, that's 4. And then I have a pair of Dora here that I'd be waiting on. That would be 6. That's Hanemon. And if I could hit Toyman with it, that kills. That ends the game. Good luck at work, Val. Yeah, there is a reason why Cheat Toy is known as the shortcut to Hanemon, and this is pretty much it. I do... Holy shit. Ricci is how it gets there. So I gotta do it. They could easily look at the Norths as being safe. They do, immediately. It wasn't you that I needed the hit on, so it doesn't end the game. However, I'm still fucking thrilled with that. That's still incredible. Thank you. Actually, is that a Paimon now? If I hit... No, I didn't hit her. Okay, no. Not Paimon. I just realized the Itsu, or the Ipatsu a little bit late and had to figure out the calculations. That only adds +1, so it would not be nearly enough. That is double East. I will probably keep that. I don't have a pair, so I don't hate the 5, 6, 8. I'm just gonna cut this 2, followed by this 8. Okay. 8 so 2 pin. Weird first discards. I'm interested in seeing what they go for. Okay, now I cut the double East. Vainglory, I can teach you my ways. I can make you scary too. I don't think I'm actually, like, too scary, though, compared to a lot of people that I know. Some of them are, like, monsters. It's terrifying. But see, I guess what I'm hoping for here is 3-pin. That's Tenpai. It's a bad... like, it's... Oh, 2-Han Tenpai. It would be Ricci Dora. If I even decide to take the Ricci, because, like... I think I just want to fold against that, maybe. I can just let Right Lord die naturally. I don't have to be the one to kill them. So I don't have to push here. We just cut this. It's a nice, somewhat safe pair to discard. That's Gambutsu. And then I have the spare white dragon to discard against Masashi if they decide to call Ricci later. Or if I just feel like they're in Tenpai for whatever reason. I would like one of these other tiles that I have in hand to get discarded so I can actually start dropping those. 8 so, I don't have that. I can drop the 9 so, of course. That was just discarded. So that's going to be safe. I'm trying to think if there's still a world in which I've actually pushed this hand. I mean, if I get 3-pin, I definitely cut the 9. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can do that. So you have Ricci, Tsumo, Dora, Tanyao, actually Dora 2. So that's going to be a Mangan. No Ura. Oh, Sanshoku as well. And I also miscounted somewhere. I think I didn't count Pinfu. I think that's what it was. Yeah, okay, cool. We end the game early. That's fantastic. So, the good news is that at least gives me enough points to where I don't have to worry about ranking down this stream. Because I have been sort of getting my ass kicked in the Jade room. But also, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of... I don't know, that game felt good. I felt like I was paying more attention to discards than normal because I'm streaming, which is unusual for me. Usually, like, the extra eyeballs on me make me a little bit more nervous and do a little bit worse, I feel. But if it does make me end up playing better, maybe if I get to day 2 of the Dofumi tournament, you know, maybe there will be a Sunday stream. That is a big maybe. That is sincerely a big maybe. but it is a possibility. Let's see. I really don't care much for this starting hand. I'm gonna try to find a Yakuhai. Cut the 9s early. These are some interesting first discards from Toyman here. That's pretty nice. I'll cut east. Like the 9 pin is already a little bit suspect, and then you have, yeah, no, what are you doing over there? Whatever that is, that's scary. I don't like it. It's probably some sort of Chanta. It might even just be double tone Nomi. Probably double tone Dora would be my guess, if they go that route. But let's see. I guess I could see this as like double tone, Chanta, Dora, and then I don't know if they could really add anything else behind that. But that's still like 4 Hana's dealer. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely assuming Chanta. They had a 2-pin and they cut that from their pair of 1s. This is not worth pushing into. I'm gonna cut the 6. From you. I wasn't sure that you were wanting it with this early 5 discard. But okay, sure. I don't see you needing another one. So I'm gonna cut that. Usually I'd look at these as pretty safe discards, but against the probable Chanta? No. I don't like that. Cut the 5 here. Honestly, the 5 probably should have gone before the 6 pins, but I just wasn't thinking about the fact it was in this player's discards. I will do this. I'm not going to reveal the fact that I have... Okay. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I can go with the Chanta, but it didn't matter because... Or the Chanta ended up not actually manifesting because you had this. That was my bad. I should have dropped it regardless. Because if it was Chanta, it would have been just as big. Okay, so now I have some points to make up. That's okay, though. We'll get there. Cut the 1 pin. East definitely goes next. Everyone's discards here seem pretty normal. Obviously, I would love a Tuso. If I can get that, there is a chance of Reach Pin Fudora here. It's an interesting tile. It's probably not going to get used unless I pick up like a 4-mon. There is also a world where this ends up as a Chi-Toy, because I do have 3 pairs right now. So I could end up picking up 4 or 5 and then going, okay, yeah, no, this is Chanta. I could do that at that point. What am I reading into my opponents right now? I'm assuming Honitsu over here to my left. 7, 8, 9, they haven't dropped a single pin tile. This player also hasn't dropped a pin tile until the Riichi. That could also be Honitsu. Either way, I'm not going to push into these. They're both terrifying. Drop that. Well, Toyman's much more terrifying, both from just being dealer and then also having the closed hand. This could easily be Honitsu Nomi. So just 2 Han, which still would not be fun, but like... You know, that is still a hand that I could deal into. And I don't really want to lose any more points right now. But a closed possible Honitsu from dealer is absolutely worth respecting. So I'm going to respect it. That's right next to Dora. Do I want to do that? And those are... I'm just dropping the 2. I think that's my safest bet here. Probably the 3-mon next. The 6 is half Tsuji against that. Because that doesn't have to be the Honitsu. That could be something else. Only problem is it's also next to this 5, which is Dora. This just passed. I'm cutting this. I think I cut these 3s, then I cut this 6. Okay. The 6 is Nakatsuchi now. And of course I have that. Well, that could have been a Ricci, actually. That's okay, though. If I did call Ricci, I would have just lost 1,000 extra points. I was just busy thinking about folding and not actually realizing my hand was progressing. Just happens sometimes. But even then, like, I don't know, that 7 was... It was so dangerous against both of these players. Okay, we can cut this. I have this 4. 1-4 shape is not ideal. I think I like the single one a little bit better. Cut my dragons. Don't need those. Unfortunate, but that's Mahjong. Interesting. 2-so and 3-mon are both, like, the same value for me. I like both just as much as the other. Both shapes are difficult to improve, but possible to improve. Technically, this shape's better because, like, this could be a 2-4-6, and I could not use this as a pair, and instead maybe use these if I pick up, like, an 8-pin, but that's highly specific. This 9 is still definitely going next. Yeah. So we cut the 9. We have this nice shape here. I have too many groups, and that's not a bad thing here, because it means I can cut one of my less efficient groups if I were to actually be able to continue progressing the hand. Okay. The hand is fine. The hand is not ideal, but, like, it's fine. It's workable. Probably should have cut the 9-so before the East there, I think. Just because, again, the awkward 6-9 when I already have, you know, probably this gonna be my pair. Okay, interesting. Cut the 2. I don't believe in the Sanchoku in this case. 6-so definitely goes next. This is not a... Well, no, 6-so might not go next, because 7-so is Dora. 7-so is Dora. That's interesting. I'm playing with the idea of, like, tossing out this 3. Like, this 3-4 is very versatile, right? It's a very nice shape that, like, everyone loves this Ryeonman shape. You can get the 2, you can get the 5. It's fantastic. Whereas if I cut it, I'm waiting strictly on the 5 with this current shape. Okay, well now that's... what am I doing here? Do I just cut 1s? I think I just cut 1s. Yeah. But if I were to have cut that 3, then I could be forcing myself more to benefit from the red 5, while also letting myself build off of the 6 as a possibility if I had gotten Dora. That was my thought process behind maybe cutting 3-so. Is this Chitoy? I think this is just Chitoy at this point. It doesn't have to be. And I would kind of like it not to be, because I don't really have anything valuable for Chitoy here. It could easily just end up as, like, Chitoy no Me, which would not be ideal. Because it doesn't have to be, I'm going to cut this 5. If it did have to be, then I would like to have kept it in order to maybe benefit from another possible red 5. Okay, actually, yeah, this is just Chitoy. Understood. We're cutting this 1, 2 of those are out. That is worrying. But, here's the thing. I'm out. I don't need to play against that hand. I have Chitoy no Me. It is an incredibly small 2-Han hand. It is not worth pushing into that. I can cut Suji to that 5. And it's also Genbutsu over here now. So I do that. I guess that's a world where this can go like Toy Toy Tanyao. Obviously, it's not this world. Alright. My turn as dealer. This is where I gotta make back those points I lost. And this is not a hand that can do it at all. I think I drastically need one of the Yakuhai and just call tiles here. I don't see this hand getting like anything. And there we go, that's a Yakuhai. That's fantastic. I guess that really I should have just cut north there. Had the possibility to still build off that, especially if I'm calling tiles already. That 9 would have been better than the north, and probably better than either the east or white dragon at this point. Especially at this point, because 2 east are out. Okay, we cut that. Weirdly, this hand is progressing naturally without calling, which I didn't actually expect from the start of this hand. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm Ishanten right now. There's a world where I just keep this hand closed and use these as a pair, which I kind of don't like. Because then I'd be waiting strictly on the 4 or strictly on the 7. It would be awkward. But I could do that, and there we go. That's also very nice, because now I can pick up the dragon and have a pair set up. I would love to just pick it up naturally, or pick this 4 up naturally would be better. Okay, now I have good shapes. Sure. This is not the way I saw this hand progressing at all from the start of it. Thank you, game. I need this. I also need to, like, actually still win this hand. Okay, so here's hoping. I would love to be able to use you, Akka. I would love you in my hand. However, you do not fit at all. You gotta go. Sure. I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna Ricci on it. The thing is, I haven't cut a single So tile yet. So opponents could look at this and go, oh, well, you know, they're more likely to be going for So tiles than Mon tiles. But also, I can still just draw my winning tile myself. There are, I guess now 5 winning tiles in the wall, or available somewhere, at least. Because 3 of these 1 Mon are out. That's the unfortunate part. But because I'm behind, I don't mind the Ricci. Would have been nice to have had this, of course, as well. Added some extra value, and I can actually make use of it in my hand, but, like, so be it. If I get 2 Han here, I get 2 Han here. The big thing is just making sure that I can actually, like, win this hand, and then get a better hand next time. So I am actually, in saying that, I am wondering if actually maybe I shouldn't have Ricci'd. Because they are going to be defending with the 1 Mon a little bit more. It would just feel bad to go for the 1 Han hand, but hey, there we go. That's 2 Han at least. Can I? Nope, no Akka. Or no Ura. That's a shame, but that's perfectly fine as well. I get a few points. It's off the player that I would like to get points from. Okay. Another immediate pair of dragons. I would like some value in this hand. If I could pick up an East Wind, I'll be very happy. Don't call pawn on that, because that could easily end up as my pair. Cut two so. I was thinking about just cutting the east there, but like it is double east. And I do need the points. I have learned to respect the double east. Though at this point, I just don't see it happening. This hand could very easily just be as big as the last one of Ricci, Red Dragon, and hopefully Ipeko as well, but we'll see on that. We'll see if I even get Red Dragon, frankly. Yeah, I might not get Red Dragon. Nobody's cut east, so I will cut it here because I'm not going to be able to make use of it at this point. It wouldn't be Ipeko if I pick up Chun. Do I do that? No, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go for the Ipeko instead. I hesitated too long on calling that Chun that I think at this point it'd be very hard for anyone to actually discard it. At least if I call Ricci. If I don't call Ricci, they still might. But I'm gonna hold off, and now by doing that, was trying to use the 3 a little bit as camouflage. Or I was trying to use that extra turn anyways as some camouflage. Because if I hesitated longer on that 3 discard, and then just called Ricci on it anyway, then people would be like, okay, so you might have something around there, right? But by just waiting an extra turn and then dropping something else from hand, then they might go, okay, well, that becomes the more dangerous tile, and you have dropped a good bit of Mon tiles, so here we go.
Oh.
I get that. I get the Ipeko. It's not a huge hand at all. It's another 2-Han. It's still off the player that I would like to win on. I am slowly working my way back in here. Nice 5, 6, 7, 8. I like that. I don't like much else in this hand. What would be funny to me is if I can get Chun 3 times in a row. I guess last time I didn't actually end up getting the triplet of Chun, just a pair, but like, it would be funny if I saw that pair again. But we won't. We cut that here. That 7's too versatile. Everything else in this hand is very nice to build off of. Like I was considering cutting the 4 instead, but then I obviously wouldn't have picked this up. I think I'm willing to just cut the 2 here. Treat these most likely as my pair. At least one of my pairs. This could end up as a Shanpon on the 1-pin, 5-pin. I'll disable calls. And I can cut this 1 and 3. I'm trying to think if there is a world in which I can make this as Sanshoku. 2-pin is going to be safer to hold on to, so I'm going to do that. Even though the 3 would give me a little extra efficiency in being able to use the 4. So maybe I should... I don't know if this was the right play or not. I think it's perfectly fine to have done it the way that I did. But that extra efficiency might have actually been a little bit better. I'm not sure. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the Sanshoku. Because like I do see this 5, 6, 7, this 5, 7, this 5. I guess now there is a path to Sanshoku if I pick up the 7 so and then cut this 4 before hitting Tenpai with before just hitting Tenpai and calling Ricci, because I will just Ricci almost immediately. Surely. I have a nice solid 3 Dora. If I can pick up the 6-pin, then I have Pin Fuset. I guess if I pick up the 6 pin, I don't know, I still think I'd call Ricci. Because I haven't dropped So tiles, and so my opponents would be more likely to think that So is very dangerous, and that Mon is fine. Okay. There's one pin out. I'll do that. The Conchons tend to work out for me better than Champones. Also, this Champone would be very unreliable with only one pin left somewhere where it could easily be in the dead wall. This is also a somewhat upgradable shape. Like, I could pick up a 4, you know? I was going to say I could also pick up an 8, but first off, I'd be cutting the Aka, and second, I would be... yeah, I'm going to cut that. And second, I would be in Furry 10 as well, because I cut this 9, and that would be for a 7, 8, 9 shape. But the other reason I'm doing this is just to see if I can manage to pick up a 7 So. Because that is another upgrade that lets me get a Yaku. Because that would be the 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku that I talked about. I think at this point... Okay. I was going to say at this point, people are pushing. They have dropped a lot of pin tiles. I think I would have been more comfortable calling Ricci on that turn. But I didn't get that turn. So it goes. I made up a good bit of my points there. I'm pretty happy with that. This hand is fine. It's fine. I mean, I like this 2-3-3. I like this 2-3-4, obviously. 8-9-9, it's alright. If I could pick up a 7 pin, I'm very happy. I will need another group somewhere. So maybe I could have actually kept that 9 in case I picked up a 7 and then could use the 6 to build off of. The tunes love me today. Unfortunately, this is another hand where I don't think I would really be willing to call on it, because, like, the best I could get with it would be Chundora. I could pick up the 1 So as well, the current Dora. That would be it. 2 Han. But also, what else do I think I would really get with this hand? I think I cut this 3. I'll keep that. That's a little bit more likely to end up as a pair. Where this is, you know, a very nice Realman. Very sequence-coded already. Okay. I'm fine with not winning that one. That one was it wasn't a bad hand. It was a little awkward in some points, but for the most part, it was, like, fine. The Chun loves me today. There was, like, a single round where I didn't get a pair of Chun between 4 other rounds, maybe 5? I think this is 4 now. Where I just ended up getting a pair of Chun pretty much immediately. Insane. I don't really need an extra pair, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this 9. And I cut this 1 next as well. Actually, yeah. Wait, we're in the south routes. East does nothing for me. East is not a Yaku high. I could have been cutting that instead of the 9s. That's okay though. Yeah, that's okay. Sure, I'll just draw a pair of it. Why not? I will need to drop one of my sequences, which is almost certainly going to be this 6-8. Alternatively, I drop this pair of Easts. Okay, well, yeah, at this point, it's basically just going to be the pair of Easts. Especially if I could find that Tumon. East goes. No use for it here. Even if these end up as a pair, I would like to keep this as a possible 3, 4, 5. Get the extra value in there. There's also a 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku chance, actually. I'm gonna cut this 3. I'll keep this safe for East for a little bit later. That is interesting. That is interesting. Do I feel like doing something silly? I don't have much time to think, so I'm gonna start doing something silly. And that is forcing the 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku. Of course, of course. It's a safe pair. That's why I kept it, is because it's safe. So sure, I'll keep another. I also had to look over on my left here and make sure I actually had calls still turned on, because oftentimes I will just press this C to disable calls and then completely forget about that and go, oh, why couldn't I call on that? And then fuck myself over. But here... Let's see, if I can pick up this 4-mon, if I can pick up this 5-pin, I'd be incredibly happy with either. Drop another East. That is worrying. I don't like the fact that only one white dragon is out. Okay, well, that helps for sure. The 2 is also relatively safe. It's Genbusu across from me, and it's Tsuji to my right, because they've dropped this 5. So I could still get to Tenpai with Sanshoku that way. I'm willing to cut it. And the 7 is fine. Hang on. Do I risk it? Fuck. Fuck it. Ah, excuse me. It was a risk because, like, oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Worked out for me. Just a small 2-Han hand because I had to open up, but, like, that's still something. And I get the points on the table. Oh, 3-Han, right, because of the, Sanshoku, of course. Hang on, I gotta mute for just a second so I can cough. I accidentally got a little bit of spit in my throat when I was talking over there. Oh, that is so much better. I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, that's right. The 7 that I had to drop was risky because it was Tsuji to a 4 that was discarded here to my right after both of the Richi's were out. So like, it was at least Tsuji to both of them, but that is only Tsuji and none have been dropped. So somebody could have easily had a pair. And then also this player had an open hand as well, so they could easily be pushing. If anyone had like an 8-9, or if anyone had like a pair of 7s, if anyone had a Tonki weighted on the 7, it would have backfired. But sometimes you gotta risk it. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. I don't call on that. I definitely am considering just going for an open Tanyao here, but this 3-4 is versatile enough that like I don't need to worry about calling that one. If I call on anything, it would be like in here, almost certainly. Okay, that's very nice. I'll cut the 6. I have a pair here and a pair here, so I don't really need that third pair. I also just considered dropping the 8 as well, but I don't know that that feels worse to me. I can ruin Ipatsu, and I think I take that. I should have thought about this a little bit more because, like, I don't really have much safety. I was considering just cutting the 8, but then I would have just, like, not likely dealt in, but it's also not super unlikely that it would have dealt in either. I'd rather take the safe turn, cut the 4. We'll look at cutting this 3 next. Unfortunately, I would have had the full 3, 4, 5, but, like, I can also get, you know, anything else in here and still call tiles and be fine. I'm not too worried about Furry 10 happening here. And worst case scenario, it does happen. And if it does, it does. 8 so is safe now, so I can cut that. The 1 is Suji to this 4, and it's an edge Suji, which is much nicer than dropping, like, the 7 so. Not that I would drop the 7 so in this situation. This would be risking Furry 10 a little bit more to keep, but also at this point, that shape is a little bit better. So, like, if I can call, yeah, I was gonna say that if I can call Pon on that, then I might just look at that as my pair. I'll cut the 6. It's not Kasuchi. A 9 was here, a 3 dropped after the Reichi. I take this, and I take my Tanya Dora. I'm Furry 10. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about it earlier, and I just forgot that this shape... I was like, no, this shape is fine. This shape won't go Furry 10. I have multiple ways to deal with that, and then I just didn't. It just completely ended up going out of my mind. That said, how many of these can I actually draw? 2 4 so are out. I don't see any 7 so. Actually, 3 4 so are out. 5 possible tiles to draw. Okay, 4 possible tiles to draw now. Come on. It was not a 7. That's okay. I'll take the Tenpai. Frankly, my 2 Han hand was only 2 Han. I'm perfectly fine with just possibly getting like 1,000 or 1,500 points from this. 1,000, okay. I like that 5-6. I like my Mon tiles. I like my pair of 8s, kind of. Not so much, actually, I guess. Because, like, I have this pair of 8s, which is probably going to be a pair as well. I would like to keep the Dora, but I don't know that I can, unless this ends up being, like, Chitoy. I'm not going to go for bullshit. I was considering for a second forcing Toy Toy here, but I don't like Tanya Toy Toy. I think it's a bad combination. The simple tiles that you need just don't get cut nearly as easily as edge tiles. And cut the 4. Everything else has stuff around it. I think this 1 Mon... In this hand, it's pretty bad. Because right now I have too many groups. Thank you, Thurindos! But yeah, this 1 I think is pretty bad here, unless I pick up a 2 very quickly. So 5, 6, 7. I could just cut the spare 5, and I think I do. Because again, everything else has stuff working around it. So I don't need more stuff to build around. I think that's fine. Tanyao Tensei. That is a good nickname. Hell yeah. That's sick. Calling Khan. So you're probably in Tenpai or very close. Actually, why... Well, no, never mind. I was gonna say, you have the lead. Why are you calling... Or why are you calling Khan? But, like, I guess you don't technically have the lead. I want to drop this, but not against... Fuck it. Okay, cool. Cool. Didn't die. This could definitely just be a Tanya. If I pick up a triplet for one of these pairs, I can go that route. I've already cut a 5 so I don't quite like that. Cut the 7 here. I'll cut the 7 again. And I'm expecting to... I'll probably cut the 8s. Honestly, I just don't see those as having much of a purpose other than just the Tanyao. Which is... Okay, well, now I have a Tanyao this way as well. So I'll do that, then these 8s are almost certainly gonna go. No. No, what am I thinking? Because then I cut this. Unless I pick up the 7. Sorry, my brain is... Ugh. It's in the state of frying. It is not quite fried yet, but I am losing myself in the sauce a little bit. At this point, I cut this, and I keep that 7. I was setting myself up for a Pinfu hand. That's okay, though. Sha Toi Toi. It's not the biggest deal-in. Any deal-in right now is not good. I'm still a little bit behind, and I would like to not be. It's awkward. I don't know. It's not bad. If one of these middle tile comes out early, then I might just call Pon on it and go for Tanyao, or go for Toi Toi. Tanyao is also a possibility. So I'm gonna cut that 9. Not cutting on 9. Yeah. Words. I'm not calling on that one though. This could set myself up for Pinfu as well if I can find something around here. Huh. Well, I'll cut these now. Because this is more likely to just be a Tanyao hand, and I don't need to worry about the Chi Toi. The Chi Toi chances were pretty low. And it's also just... well, the Chi Toi chances are mostly pretty low because it is incredibly annoying to get. As anyone who has ever gone for Chi Toi once in their life will tell you. Some interesting shapes here. Because, like, say that I pick up a pair of 3s or something. Then I could also have this 5, 6, 7 separate. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. Let's see, because that's a 5, 6, 7, a 7, 8, and then a pair of 4s, pair of 5s. Cut that because I cut the 2. This Sanzo is pretty bad as well, though. Like, if I can find anything around here, I will absolutely be swapping out. Probably the... what do I actually cut out at this point? I don't cut out the 4s, because, like, I would rather keep the Ipeko shape than worry about this 7, 8. I'd probably rather these be my pair. So I'd probably cut this 5, this 8, eventually this 6. That's if I find something around the 3. I don't like that. You didn't have to call that, buddy. I promise you. Taking my time to think about it. I'm just gonna cut the 8. It wasn't, like, super likely to deal in. It wasn't super defensive. It wasn't really defensive at all, but I want to push this hand. I want to do more than last place avoidance here. Okay. Well, this is probably just going to be a 3rd. Which is fine. It's not a last. In Mahjong Soul, that's fine. That is also assuming that I don't suddenly lose 5,500 points. It's an interesting hand. Could definitely get Pinfu. I need something around this or this. There is a Sanshoku here. I can try for the Sanshoku. Yeah, Thrandos. Everyone loves Uradora. Shoutouts to Uradora. It's great, unless you see your opponents getting like a triplet of it, in which case it sucks ass. But it's great otherwise. Just cut the dragons. Don't give a shit about that. I probably should have cut green first because one hasn't been cut, so it'd be more defensive to keep the Chun. I would really like 9mon and 9pen. I'd really like the game to give me those. I also don't know the likelihood of Sotiles coming out so easily here, because nobody's dropped one yet. Somebody's hoarding them. Okay, well there's one, and that's actually a big one. You're not going Honitsu. I will call this. I was getting worried that it wouldn't let me have the chance to. No, convert flow is absolutely a thing. It is... I was gonna say just as big a thing now as it ever has been, which is true. But I guess that wasn't really your worry. You were worried that you were just making it up. You were absolutely not just making it up. I guess I could have called on the 4-5-6. I don't really care about that though, because that lowers the chance of getting my 9pen. 3 9-pen are out now, huh? That sucks. Because that is my Yaku. That is the only thing I can go for here. That's annoying. Hang on, I just gotta think here. I think I just cut these. Yeah, I just cut these. I'm not risking the Hatsu drop yet. Oh yeah, pick that up. That's fantastic. I still need this last 9. I need it to come up immediately. I believe in this. Alternatively, I need somebody else to deal in. I can't risk that one. Yeah, you can absolutely be the one to deal in. That would have been Tenpai 2 if both of these would have passed, which the Hatsu does. Huh. Okay, how big is that? Is that enough to pass me? It's not. No, it is! The point sticks! No! Why did you call Ricci? Minus 193. Minus 17 for just 1,000 points more. It is always painful. It's miserable here. The good news is we started stream with a win. So we are not falling out yet. Ugh. I think I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. And I'll come back and do one more. I'll be right back in like 45 seconds-ish. And I'm back. Alright, let's see. We can bring out the pathetic woman. Well, I'm already here, Oomphy. It's alright, this is the chance for a pathetic woman to rise up in the ranks. This is where I get my W. Take a little sip of water. I think somebody's got connection issues. Small chance it could even be me. Probably not, though. Usually when I hit 100, it's fine. But there has been one time, maybe even a couple, where, like, I've hit 100%, but that was, like, the game lying to me. And others were already in the game while I was just sitting here infinitely loading. Which, that's always miserable. And I'm starting to wonder, okay, thank you for actually loading in. I was starting to get scared that that was actually happening again. Because I thought that that issue was fixed. And it looks like it was. This hand is solid. I mean, like, maybe not value-wise so much, but, like, it's not bad. Even taking 2 Han to start with is fine, I think, as dealer. Just cut the norths here. Thank you, Reversioli! Thank you for the follow! I'm at the level of beginner mahjong where you discard based on discard fairy 10 if somebody, if someone's on Richie and you have a bad hand. Can't read well enough, but a casual, so you don't feel like getting smarter right now. Honestly, like, frankly, a lot of beginner players don't do that much. Oh. The fuck was that? There's like something just vibrating along the side of the house, and I don't know what it is. It is suddenly storming though, so like there is a small chance that like this stream could just like go out immediately. Yeah, we just con this. I would really like to keep this shape, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that and drop this. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. First step is shaping your own hand. Second is knowing there's more players in the game. I mean, frankly, even now, if I'm lower in points, it gets very hard for me to actually pay more attention to my opponents. Because then I'm just locked in on like, okay, well, I have to win this hand, so I have to just do whatever's most efficient. But like, that's just asking to deal in. And at that point, you don't get anything, and in fact, you lose. That is the way that playing that kills you, and that is also what I just refer to as playing Mahjong Solitaire. Because you're just playing your own hand. It's solitaire. You're not worried about what everyone else has. $788 for both of those. I think I'd rather keep the 788 here. Pin tiles look a little bit safer. Well, and I say that. 2 7s are out here, so I think this... this 7 should have gone. Well, wait, hang on. What? I am losing it. I am losing it. I can't think right now. I I can't think deeper strategy at this moment. Which is asking for mistakes to happen. But I will win in spite of that. Oh, Pair of Dora. I mean, it's pretty nice, and I can make use of that. I can just cut this one. I can turn it into a triplet, even. Okay. Unfortunate. I had a really good hand. I was getting pretty excited, but that's fine. Oh yeah, Durbag Mahjong is great. Shout out to Dirtbag Mahjong. I have got to play more of it though. I played like the first mission of like 4 different characters, and I played through, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them for, oh, I don't remember the character names. And such a shame because I liked the red one. I like that little gremlin. That's very funny, actually. I was sitting here wondering for just a minute, like, Thurindos sounds familiar. Who are you? But now I remember who you are. Now I can place your profile picture. Yeah. I got you. I got who you are. There was something I was gonna say a minute ago and I have completely forgotten. But you know what? I don't think I'll worry about it. Wait, Ren! Was that the red guy's name? I think that was it. I think it was Ren. Yeah, I played through a good bit of Ren's story. And I think that was it. Do I take the one Han? I don't think I take the one Han. I think the one Han is pretty bad here. I'll at least wait for another Ace to come out. Can also build off this 6 and go for Pinfu. Anyway, though, yeah, like, concealed hands are very, very strong. Ricci is just great in itself. Points just for getting a hand to Tenpai? Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. Everything else being worth more value? Mwah! Lovely. I open up my hand basically as like a last-ditch effort, and almost no other time. Well, I guess also like if I'm just in the lead and have a hand that can easily call tiles. I would like to make use of the south here. You know what? 1 is already cut. There is a chance here of picking up a pair of it. Yeah, I love... Anytime I get the chance to go Dama, it is incredible. And yeah, it's Dama or Dama 10, both work. Dama is just short for that. In fact, actually, hang on. So I have Sanshoku Pinfu. It's a solid 3 Han. And I don't like the tiles I'm waiting. I don't like the chances of these tiles coming out if I call Reichi. So I'm actually just going to do that here. Coincidentally. Dama for the 3 Han hand. If I can pick up one of these 4s or 7. I don't like this discard though, but we're pushing it. That's very likely to deal in. Okay, thank you. I don't know that I should have pushed that 7. That was incredibly dangerous. But hey, here we go. 4 Han now. Tsumo. And I pick up the point sticks. Oh, Yeah, I think that was a good time to Dama. It was a little bit cheaper, of course, because of not having the Ricci, but like, that's fine, because I don't know that... I was worried about the chance of my discard, of those tiles actually coming out if I did call Ricci, which I guess they didn't from my opponents, but I still feel they were way more likely to have cut a 4 or 7. Let's see. If I can pick up a 6-pin here, I'm very happy. Because then that's set up for Pinfu almost. Almost. I still need something around the 4. In fact, it might be better for me to just find something around the 4 first, hopefully. Because, like, this shape is very easily improvable. Yeah, okay. Hold on to the west for safety. I can discard that later. I don't need to worry about these dragons. They're not going to be useful for me, so cut these first. That is also going to be useless, and it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. That's more versatile, but it does risk me having to cut the Dora. I think I keep it over the Tune, but I keep the safer West Wind over the 4 whenever I upgrade this hand next. Probably? Probably. 7, 8... Yeah, I'll just cut that. I'll force this into the Pinfu shape. I'll keep the Dora. I say Pinfu shape. I still need the 6-pin or something next to one of these two. And keeping that 9 also lets me build off of either this 3 or this 6. Passively absorbing Mahjong strategy. I mean, honestly, watching streams is mostly how I absorb, like, any Mahjong strategy nowadays. I don't go out looking for information anywhere. Sometimes I just watch somebody and they'll say something, I'll go, oh, that makes sense, and I'll just try to incorporate that into my play. And then I might lean on it too much and do horribly for a little bit before realizing, oh, it's a sometimes thing. The guy I found when I was trying to learn Ricci Mahjong, we're good friends now, but used to do Mahjong with 3 friends on a weekend, and they'd bring a custom rule, introduce them one by one. Huh. That sounds interesting. Also, hang on, let's take a look here, because I have a 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This is a Pinfu shape. I just cut these. I start with the 5, right? 5 is... you know what? 5 is at least half Suji to these 8s, which is not much, but it's something, I guess. Where the 7-pin, I just don't really have any information at all on. Even that I feel is better, because then if I pick up something later for a sequence, I can cut this 3. Alternatively, I am looking at this hand and going, what if I just cut these last 2? What if I just go for the Chinitsu? I think with the Ricci on the table, it's going to be a lot harder. No! The Dama Lord. That sounds fascinating, though, the way that you were introduced to it. Or, not the way you were introduced to it, but the way that the different rules were introduced over time. Huh. That's a lot of fun. I like that. I I guess at this point I'll just call tiles. I'm in first. And I'd like to continue being in first, so I'll just move the game forward. But yeah, like swapping tiles with with other players, I'm guessing that like that's the Charleston that like American Mahjong has. Which is just this thing where you take 3 tiles in your hand and you give them to a randomly decided player. And then you start the game, and all of you, of course, swap tiles with each other. I'm guessing it's probably that. They haven't done it since you moved time zones. That's still very cool. Because I always like playing around with weird rules now and then. Oh yeah, please do. Please do. I'd probably just pawn this, right? Yeah. I'll leave this 6/7/7 shape. I'm probably cutting this Dora. That's okay. I'm good leaving a little bit of value on the table. Alternatively, I just pick up another 5. Surely it'll happen. I'll manifest it by hovering over the 6 instead. I mean, technically it manifested. Just, you know, in the wrong player's hand. Potluck Mahjong is a good name. I like that. Ooh, let's go, manifested. Keep the extra Aka. Oh, accidentally clicked out of the window. I meant to hit the R to auto-run. There we go. It's not huge, but it's still solid 3 Han. I was getting so close to just tossing that red 5 so that way it wouldn't deal in later. I'm so glad I got it when I did. Cut the south. This hand... I might go Toy Toy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Toy Toy here. I have 2 tiles I can pretty easily call on. I can see if I can find another pair that I can easily call on, and then as long as I get one of these 2, yeah, I could just draw that. Sure, yeah. I'm cool with that game. Thank you. I'm gonna drop Hatsu. Wait, actually, why am I doing this? Because I don't need the 2 Han. I would like more value. If I want to win this hand anyway, I would like more value than 2 Han. I don't like that just because that risks picking up the 2 and putting me into Tenpai, but like not actually for Toy Toy. Tuso is 2 cut now, so this goes. Have not seen a Montile from anyone. Oh no, that's not true. You have dropped a Montile for me. So you can still drop more, hopefully. I mean, technically that's Tenpai. Okay. Hear me out, because I think this would be incredibly funny. I get to call Khan a Rinshan. It's Rinshan Nomi. I guess I can't do that on the 1s because that's the door indicator. So I need a 3-pin to come out, and I need to draw the 6 or 9. I wish I didn't cut this 7 earlier. This is a stupid idea. I should have just kept that 9 and cut this. I should not be doing it this way. Oh, and if I kept the 9, I would have been in Tenpai. And not been in Furry 10. Or not, I would have been in Tenpai with an actual Yaku. Ah. That's okay, that's okay. I'll just, hang on. I'm saying a small prayer. It's gonna happen. Okay, well, you know what? I did get Dora out of it. The gods like playing funny little pranks like that. I didn't get what I asked for. However, we are still in this. I should have kept that 4. I should not keep this. This has got to go immediately. Keeping that 7 at all, frankly, was very stupid. However, it was at least, like, reasonable up until the con, and then I absolutely should have kept the 4. What do I cut here? That's Nakasuji to those. The 8 is 1 cut. More people I think are more likely to have the 6, so I cut that. Eight so is definitely not looking great. Oh? I haven't actually... I haven't actually discarded the 1 so. And it's also 1 cut like the 8, but I think it's less likely for people to actually have. Okay, well now it's 2 cut. Now it goes immediately. That's a shame. I think the 4 pin is dangerous. I'm not cutting it. Like, the 5 is Kabe. The 5 is out. It is entirely out. So the 4 is sort of an edge. Okay, well, now I cut it, for sure. 4 5s, that's a Mongon. I have all triplets and 3 Dora. I don't see them waiting on this. I think they're just going for honey too. If you have 7/7 of the same suit, I'm trying to figure out. It might just be like worth an extra. It might be like a Yaku or something. It could be like a 1-Han Yaku maybe. Would be somewhat reasonable for that. Because I feel like 777 is easy enough to get that, like, you can't do much special with it. But it's also, like, specific enough to where, like, yeah, I can see that as, like, a 1-Han Yaku. Maybe not even a Yaku. Maybe it just adds 1 Han to your hand, like a Dora. Alright, let's see. There is a 2-3-4 Sanchoku chance, because I got this 2 and 4, and I got this 3-4. I don't hate the odds, but I don't love them either. I guess if I do that, there is also a possible all simples hand as well. Because, like, I still need my pair. Like, this 8 could be my pair, for instance. And then I get that 2-3-4, 2-3-4, even like a 3-4-5 in here is a possibility. Though here, now that I have this, if I just hit 7 so, that's a nice... It's not actually Pinfu because I am the North Seat, so this would be my Yaku High pair, which works against Pinfu. But like, that's still Richidor too. And I could call on these and get a pair elsewhere as well. I think I'm good with going headless and just calling on these once I get the opportunity to. Probably go for the 8-so pair, because 2 9s are cut, and I wouldn't want to wait on the last one. We'll see what I get. 6-pin. 6-pin is interesting. Do I cut the Sanshoku? I don't cut the Sanshoku. With 2 of these out, it is at least a safe tile for later. Whereas if I keep the 6 and I end up having to discard that, that could easily deal in at that point. I'd rather hold on to this 2-so. So that way if somebody else calls Riichi, if one of these 2 players specifically calls Riichi, then I can be fine against it. I will call that. I'll take it to 2, 3, 4. I don't see the 5 coming out as easily. I'm going to risk the Otozuke, which is not having a guaranteed Yaku. If I pick up the 5 in here, then I don't have my Sanshoku. But I would expect that this player would be more likely to drop a 2-mon than a 5-mon. And also with 2 5s out, I'm less likely to draw 5 as well. Still possible. Okay. Well, that was... I did not want you to win that one at all. Because now you pass me. And I have to figure out how to get past you again. Montiles are great. I like those. Cut my west, even though it's a Yakuhai. I think that's fine here. Like, I could have also cut this too, but like... I can still build off that. I can find a 3-pin. And if I find a pair in here, like... Of course, these 4s might just end up as my pair, but like, if I find this 2-pin, for instance, then I could just go for all symbols as well, so I don't really need the Yakuhai. I think that's fine. It is still definitely the next one to go, though, if I don't find something around it immediately. I would assume this hand is like Riichi Pinfu. Find a 3-so to connect these would be the one thing that I would have to hope for. But the way I look at it, at least early, there are 4 players, and there are 4 of each tile. You also have the dead wall, of course, and you have the tiles that everyone's already drawn. But like, you have a pretty okay shot of just picking up any one individual tile. It's maybe not the best chance, and you would like to not rely on it too heavily. But like, me needing this 1 3-so, it's right there, because it was in the wall, because I had a decent enough chance of picking it up. Thank you all for proving my point immediately. That 4 can go with the 6. That's at least better than this 4 here. And if I find a 5 in here, that's Pinfu set up. Seven. I have enough groups right now, so I don't worry about building off of this. I'm gonna cut that extra 3. That 2 3 3 4 shape is fantastic to build off of, because I can build off of either end of it. But I don't need more building. And if I do get more building, I would like to build off the Dora. Because I'm not in first place right now, and I do need some value. What do I expect people to have? Can't really tell much right now. This player probably needs later so tiles, I would assume. Okay, that is Tempai. I don't like waiting on just on the 5-pen, though. This feels a little silly. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna take the Tempai. I'm gonna look to build off the Dora. Or... Oh, but that's furry 10. Hang on. Pinfu, Sumo... No. I really should have cut the other end of this. I should have cut the 4. I just didn't think about the fact that I had 2 in discards. I'm gonna cut this at this point. I gotta build around the Dora. That was a big mistake on my end. Ugh. Okay. This actually is an interesting thing that could happen here because, like, this does take more points from the player that I need points taken away from. I still need a little bit of a push to get past you. But it's not much. It's 2,600 points to get past you. So I need to win this hand, or I need... well, no, I really just need to win this hand. I was going to say I need to win this hand, or I need them to lose it. But, like, even if they lose it, we're... You know, I am currently below the point threshold of 30,000 that you need to actually end the game. So I do need to win this hand. It's a nice 5-7-9 shape. Triplet of 4s, which are just going to stay a triplet. I'm not going to view this as like a pair in a sequence setup because I already have this. Unless I pick up like another 1-so or something. In which case, even then, these are going to be my pair. Like, this is just a 5-7-9. I would like to pick up a 5-mon, because that's Dora. And I can get Ricci, Dora... That's probably all I needed to actually to, like, get first. There's a 5-6-7. Okay. I can cut that 9. I am Ishanten. It's not a good Ishanten. I need a 7-mon, an 8-mon, or a 7-so. And even if I get those, it is only a 1-hon hand. Unless I Tsumo. Or hit Ura. Let's see. 2,600 means 1,300, so like if I hit you with a 1,500 point hand direct. Okay, hang on. That's not bad. How do I feel about this versus the 7s? I don't hate it. We're going for it. Oftentimes, I like that Kanchan, the 6-8, more than the Shanpon, but that's just me personally. For this one, though, it just didn't feel right. Especially since I get to wait on the 1-so, which players are a little bit more likely to drop, just because if they push, they're more likely to drop edge tiles. Hang on. Oh, there we go. I was just turning that off because I realized that on Ron, on one of these 2 other players, it wouldn't be enough value. But on Sumo, that at least gives me Ricci and Sumo. It gives me enough points to pass. So that's first. That's game. Let's fucking go. That was a weird hand, but it got me there. And I think, you know, I have slightly gained rank in this stream. I had that big loss last game, but I think I started this around like, was it 430 or something? 450? And now I'm up to 550, so I got an extra 100. Thank you, Therindos. Yeah, I will absolutely be checking that out after this stream. Yeah, I think... You know what? Let's play bullshit mode. I don't want to end the stream just yet, but I am, like, not quite fully here for a 4-player South again. Put me in here for a 3-player East. We're playing some bullshits on, And then after this, I'll probably end the stream. Go take a look at that link. Let's see. It's not an ideal hand. It's not, like, the worst. It's, like, fine. Pei or Kita. Or Nukidora. It's called any of those 3. Yeah, Kita is the call, but I think that what the characters say, at least most characters, I think they usually say Pei. I think there is one that says Nukidora. I don't think anyone actually says Kita when they go to call it, though. Yeah, Pei. This hand kind of blows value-wise. I can get 1 Han from Green Dragon, and that's the most that, like, I'm likely to actually fucking get. I think here, we cut 3 pin. Because I didn't really like the 3 pairs. And I'll cut 3 pin again. Because you cut a 4 very early, and so you're more likely to think that tiles around that are useless. I'll do this in case it helps me. It did not. At least efficiency-wise. Of course, value-wise, it always helps. Oh. I mean, it's safe against you, at least. I'm gonna just do that. I was thinking about doing some bullshit and just cutting all of these. Because pin tiles look a lot safer against the Riichi here. But I think that's, like, really bad. I'm just gonna Riichi this. Because I can see another one so coming out. This player's already Riichi'd, so they can easily cut whatever. If I waited 1 turn, I would have had the ETH Echo as well. That's okay. There we go. There's the 1-so. The double roan! Let's go! Kill this guy. With 2, like, kind of okay-ish hands. Okay, this one's a little bit better. I have an easy 3 Han here. 1 from Kita, 1 from the Akadora, 1 from Haku. At this point, we cut these. Because again, I could also pick up a 6 and turn this into a 3-sided group. Which would be very, very nice. And I can't really do that with my So tiles. I'm just doing a little bit of a stretch. I don't want to deal with that. I can find a pair in here if I need. Yeah, okay. I'm actually just outsies for real. Was not pushing that hand with 2 reaches on the table. I mean, sometimes that's the strat they're indos. Sometimes it's good to just call to skip turns. It always feels so incredibly BM when you do. It's great. Or at least like when you're purposefully doing it for that reason. Okay, I think I really need this. Well, I definitely need 3 so here. But if I don't get it, this hand is kinda a little doo-doo. I like my Mon tiles, which is weird to say in Sanma, and actually that 4 helps a lot. But yeah, this 2 and 4 was awkward, especially like in combination with this 1 and 2. But at least now that I have this as a triplet, that's also just a lot better. There is a chance. If I draw a 9 mon or an 8 so I could get Sananko. Okay, well, no, that's not happening now. We just reach you on the Dora. You're wondering if an anime has a team up where they sit next to each other for tea purposes? That is Akagi and 10, especially in 10. That's just a manga. In Akagi, there's also some stuff like that, but it is definitely more focused on like strictly Akagi himself. But like, of course, there was the one thing with Washizu waiting on the 1 pin, and then it ends up being a head bump for like a 1 Han nothing hand from Akagi's, from the player on Akagi's right, just because of, you know, teaming up like that. Oh, this hand fucking blows. This hand is some doo-doo. I don't like this. But yeah, and 10 happens a little bit more often just because there's more focus on more different characters that are all teamed up together. Like Nango and Akagi, I love the guy. He does not get much of a focus, unfortunately. I'm debating calling Kita here, and I think I do. I hope to get one of the other Yakuhai. I didn't get it, but I did pick up at least something for some extra efficiency. I can easily call tiles. I'm expecting a Honitsu over here to my left. Also, I should mention, at this point, I absolutely do not expect to win this match. Like, we are still in East 1, and this player is just cruising. 66,000 points, that is an incredibly large hurdle to have to overcome. But also, I don't think I'm gonna get last. Do I con here for the funny? I don't think I con yet. I don't think there's much reason to con yet. Okay. I think once I hit Tenpai, I con and try to hit the Rinshan. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we hit Rinshan. 5 or 8 so. Nope. Did not hit. That's unfortunate, but so it goes. Mostly unfortunate that I didn't get to actually make use of the Dora. I'd rather go for the 5 so 8 so. Just because this player is dropping a lot of so tiles. I think they're going for the Pin Honitsu, so if they pick up any so tiles, they would be discarding it. And this player as well, if they choose to defend at all over here, then they also deal into me. And this kills them, right? Yeah, that kills them. Okay, well, I went +5. You know, I gained some rank there. That's fine. Alright. That is gonna do it for this stream, though. Again, I'm gonna be streaming on Saturday, probably sometime vaguely around 1 p.m. Because of this tournament, the Dofame Jamboree. Yeah, Halcyon Blue Sky. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll be doing this the Dofame Jamboree on Saturday as well. So, I will see some of y'all then. Thank you for hanging out and watching, and let me take a look actually and see who's live. You know what? This is a good friend of mine who is not playing Mahjong, but she does play Mahjong. But she's playing RV with RV there yet. So I'm gonna send y'all over to Monica Ray. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on Saturday. Take care.